It's Monday, April the 24th, 2017, and this is your Barbados Today evening update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. Topping the news at this hour, all is set for a smooth start to the new school term tomorrow. That's the word from President of the Barbados Union of Teachers, Pedro Shepherd, minutes after getting an on-site update this afternoon on the environmental problems which have been plaguing the St. Lawrence Primary School in Christchurch since last term. Shepherd told Barbados Today that even though school will reopen tomorrow for students, a number of concerns still remain regarding the environmental challenges which have been dogging St. Lawrence Primary.
A number of concerns obviously were raised again with the union. They stem from environmental problems with wells overflowing at some point, wells being in the middle of the playing field and more or less exposed to rodents running through the roof periodically. I think the general health and safety concerns at the school. The major concern is the old building, which is right on the roadside. You know, that has been closed for about 2 terms. Some work was being done on that building, but of course the teachers are still not satisfied that it is habitable. We have gone into the building and we have noticed that it is not habitable in terms of dust and so on. So we are about now to put together a report and send off to the Ministry of Education asking them to look into the concerns at St. Lawrence.
The Barbados Secondary Teachers Union is reporting that its recent march aimed at demanding respect from the Ministry of Education has borne fruit. BSTU President Mary Redmond told the Teachers' General Meeting at National Union of Public Workers Dalkeith Road headquarters this afternoon her bargaining body has been successful in getting a positive response from the ministry regarding some of its concerns.
Our march has already reaped benefits because in short order we have gotten a meeting to deal with the problems at St. George Secondary School. The meeting was originally scheduled for Wednesday at 9:30. I got a call today, people from St. George. St. George people, just, right, okay. I just got a call not too long before I left home stating that the meeting is now 2:30 tomorrow evening. I have a problem with that in that 2:30 is near to the end of your school day. And I know you would have made plans already for Wednesday. However, we can't not go, but when we go, we will raise an objection. I did do so to the secretary, the PS's secretary, and asked for the PS to call me when I left home. I had not gotten a response by then.
Meanwhile, government's proposed establishment of that long-awaited Teachers Service Commission has been welcomed by both major unions, with one of them, however, expressing some reservations. The Barbados Union of Teachers President Pedro Shepherd says the commission was something which his union had been agitating for many years and will speed up appointments.
Our major concern is the recruitment and appointment of teachers. And a teacher service commission will certainly speed up the process if it is linked from the current public personnel administration division, as hinted by the Prime Minister. That's one of the things that we were asking for. Teacher service commission with its own chief personnel officer. If that is done, then we'll be very happy, because a lot of what we want would then be fast-tracked, and we wouldn't have to wait for one person at the Personnel Administration Division who deals with the 20-odd thousand or so public officers to deal with the teachers as well.
Now, while President of the BSTU, Mary Redmond, is also happy with Prime Minister Frenda Stewart's announcement of the commission, she hopes it's not just election propaganda.
I understand that it is supposed to be set up in a couple of weeks. I am a little concerned about that aspect of it, because we need proper consultation, we need the involvement of all the stakeholders, we need to understand the constitution, the composition of this committee, And the structure, because, sorry, not committee, commission, because it does not make sense to have a teaching service commission with a similar structure, for example, to the police service commission, where the actions to be taken still end up lumped together with the rest of the public service commission, because nothing effectively would have changed. We need a teaching service commission with a different type of structure that would allow our issues to be dealt with effectively, to be dealt with efficiently, and to be dealt with expeditiously.
In other news now, Tourism Minister Richard Seeley says Barbados doesn't need any more jobs that would increase the cost of government. Speaking to a St. Philip South constituency branch meeting at Berlier yesterday, Seeley wants to see greater focus on jobs in the tourism sector.
We are a tourism-based economy. Therefore, moving the room stock closer and closer to 9,000, or possibly even 10,000 in the longer run, is essential if we are going to continue to create sustainable jobs and, in essence, continue to see the economy grow and continue to see the quality of life improve for all of our people. And that is what we are doing as a government. And so the strategy of taking the lead on Sam Lords and facilitating Sandals, facilitating the Sands in Worthing, which is supposed to be finished later on this year as well. Of course, Sugar Bay is already on stream. The Hyatt is also supposed to start as well pretty soon. All of these rooms then give us more jobs, and the type of jobs we want. We do not need any more jobs where we're simply increasing the costs of government.
A local pastor has told the opposition Barbados Labour Party it must be guided by the principles of the Founding Fathers. Delivering the sermon at yesterday's 79th anniversary of the BLP, senior pastor of the Cayfield Wesleyan Holiness Church, Dr. Beverly Lashley, therefore advised the party to earn the trust of the people.
What is your mission in this society? To make a better life for all. Be challenged by their philosophies and foundational principles of social and economic revolutions, and make them applicable to the current day and common man. Jesus, as the light, presented a character revolution. As the party with the beacons for the times, present a conscience revolution, which is necessary to prepare the people to be reliable and responsible workers, which is a necessary ingredient for the great task ahead of moving this country forward, for character springs out from conscience. And as revealers of light, you are needed to illuminate this society's darkened pathways. The brightness of your light is ultimately a character issue. Your word must be your bond, and people must trust you.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Who call and get your yams and potatoes? Wait, my girl, how you want to see you for long?
I got how you keeping, but you don't sell the nation paper no more.
But that paper is selling. It must know it stop selling that. Look, one time I would have made a little dollar on the Sunday sun, but when Sunday night, I still trying to get the weather there.
Well, you know you can't call that the Sunday sun no more. You're going to call that Sunset News. At no time that news stale.
People complain that them ain't got nothing in it to read, and the price keep going up all the time. A woman abused me so sick the other day, telling me that she does read Barbados today online for free. I couldn't take that abusing soul, so I switched to my potatoes and yams.
Well, let me tell you, at pork selling, you got to raise pigs. How much for the yams?
Oh, 75 cents a pound.
But that's cheaper than that stale news. Give me...
How much you want?
£1.
Only a pound? Anyhow, these eating real good. Let me wrap them up for you. Come.
The Barbados Today, news you can trust.
We are back with news from the region now. The National Emergency Management Organization is warning that the La Soufriere volcano remains an active volcano and will erupt again. The volcano erupted almost 4 decades ago, and NEMO, as it is called, warned that while it had been quiet for some time, it is still an active volcano and will erupt again. The agency said citizens should know where they live in relation to the volcano and in which hazard zone they are located. On the international scene, U.S. President Donald Trump said today the UN Security Council must be prepared to impose new sanctions on North Korea as concerns mount that it may test a sixth nuclear bomb as early as tomorrow.
The Council failed again this month to respond to Syria's use of chemical weapons. A great disappointment. I was very disappointed by that. The status quo in North Korea is also unacceptable, and the Council must be prepared to impose additional and stronger sanctions on North Korean nuclear and ballistic missile programs. This is a real threat to the world, whether we want to talk about it or not. North Korea is a big world problem, and it's a problem we have to finally solve. People have put blindfolds on for decades, and now it's time to solve the problem. For the United Nations to play an effective role in solving these and other security challenges, big reforms will be required. In addition, we must also take a close look at the UN budget. Costs have been absolutely gone out of control, but I will say this. If we do a great job, I care much less about the budget, because you're talking about peanuts compared to the important work you're doing.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. Also subscribe to our e-paper email updates and like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, our screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as the Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic evening.